We are live for some more Boot.dev stuff. What's up? How you doing? All right, let's get the ads out of the way. Then I had 3 minutes to set things up. It's a race. All right, 3 minute. All right, got 3 minutes. Let's go. Super fast. Nope, don't log off. I have everything set up here, so. Like usual, there will be music on Twitch, not on YouTube. All right, come on. My goal is to set everything up before someone types in chat. Hold. Don't type in chat yet. Hold. Okay, we got Boot.dev loaded. All right. No! I was so close. Okay, Twitch chat is open. Dude, if you want to bring it... Be quiet, Don. Dude, everything wants to update. As soon as I log in, every single app needs updated. Wonderful. Love it. Choose a day. What's up, Jake? Happy Tuesday to you as well. I'm pretty good, man. I'm pretty good. I might have to get a root canal for this cracked tooth, though. I'm over the sickness, but ever since then, this tooth started bothering me. I was hoping I can go a long time without getting a root canal, but it's not looking good. I was supposed to get one done last year, and I kept putting it off. Okay. All right. We're almost there. Let's load up the YouTube stream so I can see YouTube chat. And we'll post it in Discord, and we're going to go. And then we're going to jump into doing some Boot.dev course stuff. Okay, pop out chat. I was slow today, damn. I think it's because everything needed updated. All right. But yeah, how are you doing, Jake? And people getting triggered. I love it. Like, YouTube pushes it out to a lot of people who, like, a lot of my subscribers who kind of like have been hearing the same advice for a while from me. A lot of people that agree, and then it starts pushing it out to like random people who have like the opposing opinion. So now I'm starting to see people who are triggered by my Tailwind take. And I love it. I love waking up to it. All right, we are good. Let's post in announcements, and we're going to jump into it. I'm live for more Boot.dev. Get stuff. Or no. Looks good. Publish. It's going to be a bit of a shorter stream today. Afterwards, I got about 3 hours of work I need to do. Oh no, feel for you at a tooth extraction. Ooh, in December, and I need to do the same with the other ASAP. Ooh, that's rough, man. Yeah, I don't even... I've only ever had a cavity filled. I don't know if it's going to be bad or not. You know, people say it's pretty routine, but I don't know. We'll see. I don't know if you saw Gold Pledge, but nicely sums up how I feel. No, I'm not. It's probably going to take me a while to see that, to be honest. This week is so busy, but hopefully it's a good gold for you. All right, are we good? Yeah, I had to skip my workout today. Got a lot to do. And then tomorrow it's going to be busy too. Really busy. Then Thursday, Scribba just reached out, so we're going to do something for them on Thursday. And yeah, it's just a busy week, man. Busy week. What's up, 6Js? It's going pretty well. How are you doing? All right, we ready? Are they good? Everything looks good? All right, everything's good. Let's go. We're gonna do some good stuff. We're just going through one section today. I thought this is the last one. It's not, but we're gonna be doing the reset. And then Thursday we're doing the Scrimba. We're doing a live stream for Scrimba. And Friday we're doing a gaming stream, and then we'll pick up to get stuff on Monday. Again, so we got to skip Twitch Sprout this week, but yeah, just a lot to do. I think so. I'm taking my resolve to another level, so hopefully I will stick with it. All right. Glad to hear it. Everything is cool with me. Thanks. Glad to hear it, man. Glad to hear it. Yeah, I hope you guys are doing well. Hope this week's gonna go well for you guys. I'm just like, my head's in a busy space this weekend, or this week. What's up, Bones? How you doing? But I'll definitely try to check out that gold pledge by the weekend or something like that. But I love when people like actually set realistic goals, because a lot of people just won't. They're just like, I kind of have this, kind of want to become a dev, so I got to improve on being a dev, and so I'm going to do some stuff that I think is going to improve on me being a dev, and that's not really a plan. You know what I mean? So I think you can outline in terms of goal setting. Awesome. I'm here for it. Glad you guys are doing well. Let's jump into it. You guys know the deal. If you have web dev questions, feel free to ask in chat. I'll kind of just, between these lessons, we'll take a look at chat. But I don't think there's going to be a lot of material today, to be honest. All right, we have 5 lessons, and I think I'm done after that, and we could chat for a little bit. I don't know what ABR streaming is, Bones. All right, so undoing changes. One of the major benefits of using Git is the ability to undo changes. There are a lot of ways to do this, but first we'll start by going back in the commit history without discarding changes. The new intern at Webflix tried to add his favorite movie to the title's MD file, but overwrote the entire file by mistake. Ooh. To simulate that on... Oh, so we're the intern. Okay. Damn interns. To simulate that on the update Doom branch, okay. Overwrite titles with this line. Okay. Dude, no, let me... Oh, dude. We need Vim. I think we need Vim. Okay. Oh, shit. Never mind. I see. Oh, you over... Oh, okay. I see. Echo the internship. So this is a pen. This is override the entire file. Okay. So we're just... Cool. MD... I like tabbing and auto-completing just to make sure I have the right file. Make sure the file's changed. Cool. Git commit mj. Jerk. We're going to pretend like we're an intern that's upset, and that's why we're overriding this file. Jerk. This is what you get for J. I like it. All right. And then run and submit tests. Let's do it. Oof. No. Did I wasn't with this line. What? To simulate that, I did title. I literally did titles, didn't I? So we can. Actually, let me. Should we just go here and leave it unattached? But what we can do is I want to figure out like how to pop off the head. Get how to pop off head. Just wondering if there's a command where we can remove the latest commit. Because right now, we're just going back and we have some floater head that we don't really care about, right? Removing the last commit. What? To remove the last commit from head, you can simply run git reset. If you are removing multiple commits from the top, you can write, okay, cool. That's right. That command looks familiar. Okay, let's just go to update Dune. Okay, so we have... all right, so let's do git reset hard head. Okay, cool. I like the one line. All right, so we're back on I. Let's do this again. Echo the internship. Hold on, did I type that before? We'll see what it updates to. That's interesting. I think I typed the right thing. Echo. So let's do cat titles md. Okay, so if we do echo, I think I did type the right thing. The internship titles md. Well, maybe I should spell it correctly, but now it's correct. Intern. Cool. All right, so now we can add J for jerks. This is what you get. All right, we got a bitter intern. So let's try this again. We essentially used what we're going to be learning, I think, with the reset, but that's okay. All right, let's go. Oh, like Netflix, YouTube change quality of the video stream based on the internet speed connections. Okay, cool. Hey, as long as you're enjoying it, man. What's up, Renee? How you doing? I'm doing pretty good. How are you doing? Feels like it's later in the week for some reason. I don't know why. This is one of those weeks for me. One of those weeks. Let's go. Newer version of Boot.dev CLI exists. Boot.dev upgrade. Let's go. We got the newest version. All right, let's move on. Git reset soft. Git reset command can be used to undo the last commits or any changes in the index, stage but not committed changes in the work tree, unstaged and not committed changes. The soft option is useful if you just want to go back to a previous commit, but keep all of your changes. What? Go back to the previous commit, but keep all of your changes. So then you're going to have a detached head still. Committed changes will be uncommitted and staged. Oh, okay. Well, uncommitted changes will remain staged or unstaged as before. Okay, gotcha. So git reset gets rid of it, and git reset soft essentially will just be staged changes, and you'll lose that commit. Okay. Your current branch update Dune should be at commit J with title or changed. Sorry, with the changed titles MD. Get the I commit hash from git log. All right, let's do it again. Stop it. All right. So git reset soft. Wait, we didn't grab I. Git log. This is I. Cool. Soft, and then the hash. And then we have modified. And then we have... Cool. Staged, but not committed. J should be gone from the commit log. Run and submit the CLI test from the root of your Webflix directory. Cool. Let's go. By the way, at the stage of stream, you were saying something about the reactions to your Tailwind takes. Or you could see it in the comments. But I could read a few of them. So essentially, my take was like new developers that haven't gotten a job yet shouldn't be using Tailwind, because the problem is that too many new developers just suck with CSS. That's the big problem that are trying to apply for front end positions. If you're a backend, I don't care. Like, use Tailwind, use a CSS JS library. I don't really care, right? You probably don't care. No one cares. You're not going to be hired for backend position being really good with JavaScript. Like, that's not the main thing they're looking for. So my argument was, like, if you're trying to become a front end developer, get good with CSS. And a lot of people that just use Tailwind, you take Tailwind out of their flow, and they just completely, they can't do jack shit with CSS. They do a little bit, but like they really don't know CSS. So that was my argument. And then you just get, oh my gosh, cringy. Like people that just don't even, like they'll just look at the thumbnail. They won't even watch the video. Like if we look at some recent ones. Let me go to new. The most recent, the Tailwind take actually makes no sense, and he spelled sense with S-E-N-S, and then didn't explain why. There was a other Tailwind one. Oh, I think it was on my shorts. Or maybe use the best tool, and Tailwind is the best tool just because some fucking corporate doesn't use it who care. And he spelled Carea with C-A-R-E-A. Just well thought out comments in my comments section. Yeah, what's up, Jeremy? How you doing? Get reset the crap. Yep. I did something I didn't mean to do. We just had to use it to because we screwed up trying to do the first task. So I've used git reset plenty of times before. I like it. Yep, that's Jeremy answered it perfectly. Depends on what your goal is. But yeah, there was a couple shorts that I released about Tailwind. I think that's where some of the comments came from, because I only got a few recently, like within the last 15 hours or so, about Tailwind and how wrong I am. Here's another one. Oh no. I think that guy was mad that I don't even know what he's mad at, to be honest. I know, I think it was my shorts. And then someone said that, like, yeah, okay, yeah. T Grail, thanks for the follow, man. Welcome. Someone said that Tailwind, he just went off on a rant. He's just being a dick to people, honestly. But it's boosted my video in the comments and people are roasting him for it. But he's like, yeah, CSS sucks, just use Tailwind. Everyone should use Tailwind. It's going to get replaced by AI eventually. Or AI is going to get rid of front end. I don't know. Like, just stupid comments. I don't know. They just boost my video up, so I don't care. I don't really care. Tailwind is kind of a great hate rate in CSS. Yeah, you're not front-end focused. Tailwind's probably good for someone like you. But, like, if you want to be a front-end developer and you can't build websites without Tailwind, that's a problem. And if... I don't know. If you don't realize that, it's not my loss. If you don't want to believe me, I don't care. It's like... People just get triggered in the comments because they have their own narrative in the head, and it's like they take it as like a personal attack. I'm like, I'm not even saying Tailwind sucks. I've even specified, I'm pretty sure multiple times, I'm like, yeah, Tailwind's a cool tool for specific use cases. But they're like, how dare it? I think in their head, some people just latch on to these languages so strictly. Like, it's like they identify with these languages and these libraries. It's like, man, you guys need to explore a bit more and try some different stuff out. Yeah. Yep. Yep. They shouldn't be. I agree. Oh, man. Bones, you just said something controversial. You just told people that they should learn a bit of JS before they dive into TypeScript. You are going to have death threats, my friend. That is horrible. Horrible to say to really bad developers. How dare you? It's funny that people get so mad about their favorite tech, especially that they use it only because someone told them to do it. Yep. Did you see what's his name? Theo's tweet? I retweeted that. I posted it in Discord too. But he said something like, you use Next because an influencer told you to. Which is what I've been saying this entire time. The Matt Duat, thanks for the follow, man. Welcome. And I use it because I'm too lazy to set up a mono repo. That's a good reason to use Next. Like, he just straight up said that shit, and I'm like, thank you. Yup. I write JWhale Tailwind, which is just CSS, where the rules are homegrown but arranged similarly to the way Tailwind does. Okay. JWhale, is that for like... Oh, JWall. Oh, that's not an I. Okay. It's your own library. Nice. I started a career as front-end dev, hated CSS because the amount I had to write, BEM naming some massive CSS files. Yep, BEM is still really popular too. I liked it when you emphasize not to do front end just because I like the beginner's default to front end because it's easy. Yep. Front end is not easy. That's a huge misconception. A lot of people think it's like their way into the industry. It's like, yep, 400 of those applicants probably thought the same thing you did. Nah, there are a lot of people applying for front end positions that actually like front end. But there are a lot of people that are like, I don't like front end, but this is my way into the industry, and their skills suck. They're not gonna get hired. Yep. But they just cloud up that pipeline. I will be host. The thing I hate the most about tech in general is the constant war between people. My framework is better than yours. Your library is shit. This is not real programming language. You are front end. You are not a real engineer. Yep. A lot of garbage opinions there for sure. Yeah, like you guys are really constructive, and I make sure of that, right? I think like the only time I might like have out of context stuff is like with my shorts or TikTok. I like triggering TikTok. I piss off a lot of people on TikTok. And I'll have like out of context clips on purpose. That kind of just tells them that they suck as a junior dev. Because, you know, like it doesn't literally say you suck as a junior dev. It's like your foundations are probably shitty. Most junior developer foundations are probably shitty, so get better, right? Like I will clip stuff like that out, and like people will get so mad on TikTok. They'll get so mad. And I like out of context stuff like that for TikTok. I like triggering TikTok. But you know, when we're in a live stream and stuff like that, when you're actually having real conversations with the developers, you don't talk like that, right? Ever. But some people will like talk like that no matter what the context is. They just want to shit on things. They just have that personality. What's up, Frozen? What's good? I'm just chilling. Guys, I think I'm going to have to get a root canal. My tooth, ever since I got sick a week ago, has been... it's my cracked tooth. I don't want to get one. I feel like I'm just worried about like after effects of it, but I think it's like a routine thing. So that's what's up with me. It's freaking expensive too. Yep, I saw it. It's effing great. Good. Theo has many good takes. People hate on him because he has his own opinion and he does stuff as he sees fit. Most people that hate him are backseat elitists with some unresolved issues. Theo's a narcissist. Like 100%. I think that's why that's why he puts people off. And the way that he responds, he can come off like that. I like him. I think he gives a lot of good advice. But like, I think overall, like he's really excited about software engineering. And he just like gets excited when he talks. And that's awesome. I like meeting other software engineers that get excited when they talk. But yeah, he's a narcissist, 100%. And that is off-putting to a lot of people, right? That's pirate software. Pirate software is a narcissist. That's off-putting to a lot of people. But I think that's like what bugs people about Theo, is like how he responds to things, which here's the thing. If Theo knows he's like that and does it anyways to trigger people on the internet, I'm a fan. I think people get triggered way too easily. Fuck them. That's my mentality. Fuck them. Have fun with it. Roast the trolls. Who gives a shit? But if he doesn't realize that, that's kind of sad. I think that's why he's so off-putting. But also, I do think you have a good point. There are a lot of backend devs. So he paired with Primogen, right? Primogen, I think, attracts a lot of backend devs. Does he not? He's not exactly a front-end advocate. But I'm pretty sure like his audience probably clashes with what Theo was trying to build up with this obsession with Next and SPAs and like really overcomplicated front ends that and kind of just like I do feel like the people that he's collaborated with probably conflict with his own audience, and I could see a bunch of backend developers being like, what are you doing? This is way too complex. Like, you're just making things more complex for no reason. You're just stupid. Just use HTMX, right? I could see a lot of people just commenting on his shit saying stuff like that. which is just stupid. Those people are stupid. So I could see some pushback with that. Yep, he is. I'm not saying he is perfect, but he gets more hate than he deserves. I don't know the amount of hate he gets. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know about all that. Theo also doesn't test his code. Oh, he doesn't? Does he create a lot of bugs in his apps or something? I think Theo doesn't really care. He's aware of his persona, and I feel like he does that to trigger people. I don't think he does. I think that's his personality. I've seen him... I remember on the like DGG podcast or whatever, watching him. Like every interaction he has, whether it's like with a conference or like you can have a bit of a persona in your videos. You certainly can, but when you start interacting in like 1+ hour, like when you are on live stream for like over an hour, like your real personality kind of starts to come out a little bit. I think that's literally just him. I don't think it's like a persona thing that he puts up. He might like be hyperbolic about it, but I do think that's his personality. Because I would watch when he'd go to conferences with Prime and stuff like that. I'd watch when he'd collaborate and talk in his live streams for longer, like much longer conversations. I think that's just his personality. More style than a library? Oh, like a bit of a style guide? Is that kind of what you built, a style guide, Jeremy? That sucks. Dental work is the worst. I hate dentists. I hate anything to do with dentists. I hate dental work. I hate it all. It's why I use mouthwash 3 times a day. Fuck that. I'm like, no more cavities. No more any of this. I'm not even joking. I use mouthwash, like 3 times a day. It's not every day, but there are a lot of days throughout the week that I do it. I don't want any more dental work that I have to get. Yeah, he came out with a video saying he doesn't do unit or integration tests. Yeah, right. I remember, because I remember thinking, I'm like, I side with Prime on that and don't side with Theo on that. I remember that issue specifically. He doesn't write a lot of tests. If any, right? Theo made some nice videos about Angular and HTMX, but mine and many people he still hates on them because it's not Next. I saw his Angular one. I thought he was very charitable to Angular's recent version. 17, right? Like he created a video on version 17. Angular is still on 17, right? Angular current version 8. Or is it 18? Oh, I think he did it on 18, not 17. Okay. Yeah, because his video is like 4 months old, I think. I did see that one. He's very charitable to Angular. Theo's take on testing is similar to mine in the case to get stuff done, get it to users, and then start testing once you know what you're actually doing. I think that's a fine mentality to have. I'm at a stage where I'm not trying to ship products fast. I'm just trying to become a good software engineer. But if I was trying to ship products fast, I would take that mindset. I would. Look at my horse. My horse is amazing. And I used to have that mindset. Real Shadow Knight, thanks for the follow, man. Welcome. I 100% used to have that mindset of just ship stuff fast. Because I worked at 3 startups and we had to get stuff out quickly, and sometimes there'd be bugs and we'd fix them. But third company was a little bit more test heavy. I don't know. It just depends on what you're trying to do, for sure. I didn't create anything. I just write all my CSS in the style of Tailwind rules, but without Tailwind. Okay, gotcha. Only thing bad about my root canal was the nerve in the tooth dying before I couldn't even leave it in my bed for a couple days. Oh, because like after you got the root canal, the nerve in your tooth was dying? They're supposed to take that out. What do you mean? With the root canal, they're supposed to remove the nerve, are they not? I like people with strong opinions and stand by them, though, as a pretty opinionated person, and it's interesting to hear other viewpoints. Yeah, that's fair. I think I think strong opinions are interesting. I mean, like, I think it's because, like, you know, like if your opinions waver, your opinions aren't that valuable. Like if you're just wavering to pressure or whatever, and like how can anyone trust what you have to say? So for that reason alone, having strong opinions could be worth listening to. That is my mindset now, for better or worse, but my 6 month of trying to do better dev paid off, so I'm not scared that I will be completely dog shit. What's your mindset? Of just like shipping fast, or you try to become a better software engineer? That's when you know you need a root. Oh, you're saying, okay, you're saying before you got the root canal, there was a lot of pain. Okay. Yeah, I see what you're saying. I was going to say, like, the root canal should strip the nerve. You should have, like, you're gonna probably have a bit of pain afterwards, but like that should not be pain from that nerve. Okay. Yeah, what you're saying, I'm like, you actually made me a little bit scared of a root canal again. I'm like, let me just clarify here. But yeah, like, that tooth can get painful. It only is like if I do this. Well, I took an ibuprofen, but like if I act like I'm like walking up steps or I'm jogging or something like that, I can kind of feel it a little bit, and it doesn't feel good. It feels uncomfortable. It's not like a sharp pain, but it's just like it's pretty damn uncomfortable. And it's like if this gets worse, that's going to be a problem. So I don't know when the right one is. What I can't have happen is like have my tooth crack, because if my tooth cracks a lot more, I might just have to get the whole thing taken out. I'm just trying to avoid it, man. I don't want to do it. I think it's like mainly the expense. Shipping fast is here. Okay. Okay. All right, cool. Yeah, everyone's on different journeys. But yeah, Theo has a good mindset if you're just trying to get stuff out fast, because like if you're trying to push out a product and your goal is to like build a SaaS product that's going to take off, like you're not going to write a lot of tests for it. You're just not. And I think that's a totally valid mindset to have. My dentist always pushes me to get a stupid crown. Oh, and you always deny the crown. I have more than 10 years without one, and I am fine and dandy. I will probably get a crown, man. Yeah, I don't know. I'll probably get a crown. They told me to get a crown. I don't want it cracked again. I don't know. Because I eat walnuts, man. I eat almonds all the time. I love almonds. They're hard. I don't want to keep eating it on my right side all the time. I want to eat it on my left, and I don't want my tooth to re-crack. So I think that's what I'm a little bit worried about. I probably will get back into boxing at a light level. Like no I'm not going to be doing any matches or anything like that, but just like, you know, light sparring. And I don't want, even with the mouth guard, I don't want an impact to shatter that tooth. And I think that's what I'm worried about. So I'll probably get the crown. The pain was probably because of Obsessed. The decay had gotten really bad. Yeah, I don't know. But what's up, Asap? How you doing? All right. I don't know. I'll let you guys know if I get a crown or root canal or not. It's probably going to hurt. They pretty much numbed it. Well, no. It'll probably, the most pain I'm probably going to have is like up until the root canal, and then they just strip the nerve, and yeah, I'll let you guys know. I'll probably sound weird when I'm talking, maybe. Who knows? All right. Let's move on. Git reset hard. In the last lesson, we undid a commit, but kept the changes. We don't want to keep the changes to titles. Here's how to reset those changes. All right. We just keep fucking up, don't we? All right. So where are we? We are on I. Oh, here, let me so you guys can see. So we have staged changes. So we don't want to keep these changes. Reset hard. Okay. Nope. It's a command. Oh, wait. Oh, it's just showing me git reset hard with a commit hash. This is useful if you just want to go back to a previous commit and discard all the changes. Run git status, confirm a stage change that modified the titles. Hard I commit hash. So git reset hard. And we're done. No more stage changes. Let's run the test. And of course, if you are a sub, you are welcome to do song requests. It's just, I guess I don't really have the command. I should put the command somewhere. Nowadays, they're not that bad anymore. Back when it... Oh, okay, back then it was bad. So they've come a long way. That's good. Why was it bad back then? Like, what was different about it, do you think? But still, let's be clear. Theo makes decisions that work for him, and they are conscious, but he has very good foundations. Yeah, Theo's a good software engineer. He has a degree. He worked at Twitch and is fairly successful company backed by Y Combinator, so that's something. No, Theo's a very good software engineer. He's someone worth listening to. I 100% agree. And guys, like, you got to keep in mind, I think sometimes when people are fans of these content creators, like, I'm just candid, man. Like, I call myself an asshole, right? I can be an asshole at times, but like, when I say like Pirate Software is a narcissist or Theo is a narcissist, I'm really not throwing shade at them. I just like, I just feel like the brand that I built is just to be fucking candid and speak my mind. Not everyone's going to like it, but I really don't hate on these guys. Like, I don't care enough. And like I said, I follow Theo. So I do want to stress that because I think sometimes you get some random people that come in and hear me say something like that. And be like, oh, this guy hates Theo. It's like, no, I follow the dude. In fact, there was a situation in a private server where he got treated like shit. And it was a server with a lot of large content creators, a lot of YouTubers you guys know. And he just got completely, like, he made one comment about a dude's, you know what? I'm not going to go into detail. But it was some, like, kind of stupid petty comment. He probably shouldn't have made it. But, like, there was a lot of very, very large content creators that just completely ganged up on him and just completely shit all over him. And I'm like, what? And this was a while ago, but it gave me a taste of, like, the fucking cult-like culture that the YouTube dev community is. And it's like, it just feels like high school. And one thing I've liked about Theo is, like, he's a brilliant software engineer. Maybe the way he communicates can trigger a lot of people, but he is someone worth listening to in the industry, 100%. But I kind of felt bad for him, honestly, with, like, seeing all these big content creators just completely shit on him. I don't know. It's old drama, but it kind of just gave me a taste of, like, what a lot of these like, just these dev YouTubers, what they're really like. Is I put a lot of them on a pedestal, and some of them are just not the people you think they are. I did feel bad for him with that one. But I think ever since then, I started following him. So they kind of led me to kind of just watching Theo videos. That's what she said. That is what she said indeed. That's always what she said. Chat and Don, what do you think about Agile? About just, like, pushing out stuff quickly and iterating? I'm a big fan of it. It just depends. I come from the startup world. So if we're talking about, like, pushing out a product and getting, like, you should probably be very agile with SaaS products you're trying to build and push out as developers. But if you want to become a good software engineer, being agile doesn't necessarily equate to that, depending on what your goals are. There are different worlds in software engineering, different ways of doing things, different expectations, different products, different stakeholders, different size companies, different industries to consider. So it's like, I don't think there's one solution for everything, but I do find that the speed at which I would build stuff and push it out is faster than I would like. And I do like writing tests. I do like thinking about a little bit more about scalability. And I would argue if I went back into the industry, I might work at a larger company. You know what's weird? A lot of people are afraid to work at like cubicles. They just feel like they're going to be another bot. That to me seems so mind-numbingly relaxing. To actually have, because, you know, instead of cubicles, startups had this fucking brilliant idea to then just take down the walls. So you crowd people in even more, take down any dividers, and you're just sitting at a long desk with a bunch of other developers for collaboration. Give me a cubicle. I would rather work at a cubicle than deal with that crap again. That's stupid to me. So I would work at a big, I'd work at a big company. Let me be another number. Let me shut off my mind and not have to think about anything and not have to focus on anything and have my own private space and just chill. I would love to do that, where the features are going to get pushed out more slowly. The quality is going to matter a little bit more. Give me that. I would 100% be down for that. I heard horror stories of people getting crowns installed wrong and the tooth gets so rotten that they have to... Oh, I heard that too. Yeah. Oh, that's why you wouldn't do it. Gotcha. Yeah, you have to get it installed correctly. Yep. Yeah, Theo's mainly, he's like the next influencer. I think that's the best description for him. What's up, Parody? Yep, cubicles. Give me a cubicle, man. The agile process is a solution to a problem that some organizations have. Not all organizations have that problem. When you need it, you really need it. When you don't, it's a real drag. I think that's a really good take. Yeah, I think that sums it up perfectly. Clear requirements that won't change. Waterfall. Pretty much anything else agile is superior. Anything else than agile? What? So you're saying if you have clear requirements that won't change, do waterfall. Pretty much anything else agile is superior? I don't think so. I don't agree with that. I think with waterfall, the requirements are kind of... They develop over time and they can still change. Am I wrong about that? No place has clear requirements that won't change. Yeah, with the waterfall method, I mean, like, you're going to batch it out more infrequently, but those requirements can still change. But agile development doesn't require a process. When it comes to focusing on framework, I've done React, Svelte. At the end of the day, if you were just building web apps, does the choice matter, really? Well, it depends on your goals. If you just want to build something, build something. Are you trying to get a job? Like, what do you... It depends on your goals. That's the answer to your question. It definitely... Like, if you're just trying to build something, like, why are you trying to build it? I think that's the question. It definitely improves productivity, in my opinion. What does? What I don't like about bigger companies is the hoops you have to jump through to make a change. I worked at startups where I was trying to make like more of a direct impact. I can do that with my personal projects. Give me a mind-numbing project that I will work on for 6 months, and I'll work on it for 6 months and then go home and work on my own project. That's my mindset. I don't feel like I guess when I was younger, I was like really hungry to like really get involved in the business and make I don't care about that. I just care about becoming a good software engineer at this point. So as long as I have my personal project, I'm good. I'm 44 years old, had 6 to 8 crowns, all good so far, except one broke after 1 year. Okay, I heard they could break. Seems like it's like a little bit more infrequent, stuff like that. But yeah, like you could get a tooth that rots, then what happens? What, you just remove it? I mean, is that really the worst case scenario? You remove it and get a false tooth? Is a false tooth really that bad? I feel like it's still worth risking the crown for, you know? At least for mine, because it's cracked. I don't know. I mean, I hate agile taken to the extreme, but I understand that some companies need. Yeah, I think Jeremy summed it up really well. It's like some companies are going to benefit from that more. ABS system, insulin pumps are a couple of software examples. They have very clear requirements that really don't change. Okay. But I think like, I don't think waterfall should be applied to just companies that just aren't going to have changing requirements. Like not even arguing those two. Like I don't specifically know those systems. To say the requirements have never changed is probably a stretch, but I think that's kind of irrelevant. I think your point really is it's like clear requirements that won't change. Waterfall, I think you can have changing requirements and waterfall still makes sense. Freelance maybe might want to write SaaS products. You should probably, I mean, you might want to. You don't really know, right? You might want to write SaaS products. You kind of just seem ambiguous with your goals. So I don't think anyone can answer that question. But I think if you're going to do freelance, it just depends on their requirements. Do they want to be able to update content, or are they going to go on a payment plan for you to update their content? It really depends on the deal set you strike. Like a lot of freelance people just use a CMS like WordPress to be able to build stuff for them. So, you know, they don't get kind of locked into a certain type of contract. And so those companies might request that you build something with WordPress. But at the end of the day, they just want you to write a solution for freelance. But that could be different than you writing a SaaS product. What kind of SaaS product? It just depends. Your goals have not been clearly defined at all. So I don't think anyone can answer that question. That's why I do my own projects on the side. Allows me to express creativity and discover new things about C, C++ that I can bring to my work. Hell yeah. Yeah. It reignites my passion. I do learn different things, working on different tools, different libraries of my own. That's what I did when I was a dev, and I think it made me a better developer when I came back to work. Despite the hate, WordPress is still relevant, especially... Oh yeah, WordPress is very relevant. Freelance for software where I live is incredibly hard to get contracts. Gotcha. I don't think freelancing is as easy as people think it is. It takes a long time to build up that reputation and word of mouth. A lot of times you're like building stuff for really cheap to build up that portfolio. Waterfall is meant to be a sequential process where you don't really go back and change things based on user feedback. But it's not based off of user feedback. You can have other stakeholder feedback. So you're right. Like, it's not going to get introduced to the users too soon, but you could still get other things that are going to change the requirements. You can have contracts fall through. There's a ton of stuff that can change. And yes, I know Agile, you get constant user feedback. Yes, I know what Agile is, Commandos. I don't think that's relevant to what we're talking about. What I'm saying is that to expect you not to have any changes, any requirement changes in a waterfall process, I think is very unrealistic, and I think waterfall can still make sense for some companies. But they could change a little bit. You made the statement, Commandos. I'm going to read it specifically, and I think you have a habit of doing this, where you don't, like, your communication isn't as clear as you think it is. So clear requirements that won't change equals waterfall. Now you're changing, you're moving the needle to say that if your requirements are changing a lot, now that needle has been moved quite a bit. It's been moved a lot. So you're going away from your original statement, which is what we are talking with you about, Commandos. I don't think you're communicating very effectively with this. So you can have changing requirements and still benefit from the waterfall method. Thank you for that context, Jeremy. I have even tried. I will do it for free and get no. I know. I mean, like, just because you tried doesn't mean you try like you did well with it, Bones, right? So it might not have worked for you. It has worked pretty successfully for a lot of people. If you want to get into freelance, I actually highly suggest you look into 100 Devs. I think they teach surface level stuff from what I've seen with the developers coming out of it, but like they're pretty fucking on point with freelance stuff, right? And the actual program will focus on like kind of just agency type work. I think it's hard to do. I do think it's difficult to do, but I think a lot of people screw it up too. And remember, it's not just local. Like you have access online to be able to do it, and some people do it effectively, some don't. It's another skill to get really good with. I'd say that running an agency is easier than being a freelancer. Running an agency? I don't know what it's like to run an agency. I don't know. I didn't mean to say requirements never change ever. Okay, gotcha. Okay, so you're changing that. So you're saying less changing requirements equals waterfall. I think it's... I don't think that's... So I don't think that should be the determining factor, though. Because waterfall is really for large feature pushes, right? Yes, you don't want to iterate off of user feedback frequently, but the main thing is like you have a type of product where you are doing major patches, major changes that are very well tested. And I think it's more about the customers that you have and their expectations and the contracts that you have. And as a side effect, yeah, you're not going to get a lot of user feedback. But I think that's what you're saying is almost like obvious. It's almost an expectation as a side effect of the waterfall versus kind of like an agile process where you're iterating quickly. But I think what it depends on is you're not really focused on like getting a ton of feedback or getting little feedback. You're focused on the quality of the patches and updates that you push out based off of the expectations of your customers and your stakeholders. Requirements can change quite a bit with waterfall. I think I just disagree with you on that one. I've yet to find a real world case where the requirements don't change. I think it's safe to assume they always can. But I think maybe that's where I just fundamentally disagree on it. It's like the determining factor shouldn't be based off of the number of requirement changes necessarily, but it's really about the infrequency of the patches, which is going to influence how much time investment or how much time is invested in a lot of the updates that are being pushed out and how many tests are going to be written and considerations for other things like really reducing a lot of technical debt and scalability and like focusing on scalability with like long-term goals that have been hashed out and maybe even funded already. Waterfall is generally for a predefined scope. This can be included changes, but is based more on the data as opposed to feedback. It does more small incremental changes. There's more to it than this, but that is a simple guide. I don't think that added anything to our conversation, Bones. I think we talked about all that. What is the point of that? I don't know how that adds to the conversation. I was into SMMA around 2 years ago. It wasn't as lucrative as I believe, but having some freelancers that agreed to show their work during client meeting allowed me to close some clients at the beginning. Oh, okay, very cool. What is SMMA though? What does that mean? Yeah, I think we've already established agiles for like very iterative, like you're going to get a lot of user feedback quickly and you're going to push out updates quickly. I think we've already established that. And yes, you are going to have stuff a little bit planned much further into the future. I I think you can have a predefined scope with Agile, though. You just come up with it more quickly and it's a smaller scope. I don't think it being predefined is relevant. Whatever that means, like it's going to be defined at some point. But it is predefined at a certain point. It's just a smaller scope. Agile is just dealing with smaller scopes. That's all. Social media marketing agency. Okay. You basically run ads for companies. I gotcha. Almost no one does waterfall anymore. They either do a name brand agile thing or they just write code and ship it when it's done. Both are agile development. Cool. And the people putting other people into space don't do waterfall anymore. Putting other people into space don't do waterfall anymore. What is the line of the sand that makes it waterfall versus agile? Like where do we divide those two up? Feels kind of arbitrary, does it not? Is there any relevance for us using these terms? But it's too saturated. Many shitty people get into it and we're in the rep of legit businesses in the space. Hey, that's Web3, man. Agile has feedback loop. Waterfall does not. Waterfall does have a feedback loop. Of course it has a feedback loop. It's going to influence the features that get defined. It's just much more infrequent. Does it not? Am I wrong about that? Like, waterfall isn't just for shipping single products and then you never update. In theory, waterfall is supposed to plan the entire code base out up front. So you could plan a huge chunk of the code base, but companies that would use the waterfall method would still iterate. Their iterations would just be extremely infrequent. Am I wrong about that? Yeah, like the way they taught me made it feel like waterfall is old, like the old idea of Agile Scrum just felt like the common sense thing to me, iterative development. Who taught you? Web3 is underrated, but it's a current state. Many of that is deserved. Concept is nice, but I don't think, or I don't know what to think about its future. I don't know if it's being funded. I don't know. Fucking Trump coin. Is that still a thing? I feel like half of what he does is just to troll people. But I feel like his administration is going to push more funds into that sector, and I haven't followed it. When he started writing all those orders, I didn't seem like he said anything tangible about decentralized technology or cryptocurrency in general. I got to look into it, but I do think that's going to have a big effect of whether it's going to become more accepted or popular in the US at least. You're going to get some more popularity in probably other countries. I can't name those countries, but I would say US, I don't think it's like the biggest country for cryptocurrency or decentralized technology. There's no way it is. Web3 is essentially decentralized technology where there's no central authority. Stuff isn't stored centrally. It's distributed across like multiple devices that are users of the app. Emirates, maybe? I don't know. Oh, in your undergrad? Yeah, I would say Agile is a little bit more... I'd say Agile is definitely more prevalent, for sure. Again, like, I still want to hear where the line of the sand is drawn of, like, what is waterfall and what is Agile. Practice, they had to iterate, which was technically a violation of the process, which is why waterfall failed. Was waterfall literally just build everything up front and you don't do any patches or updates? Really? Where is that, like, officially defined? Before moving on to the next, following a linear, much like watercast. That was how it's supposed to be? It's not part of waterfall or agile, it's just maintenance. Okay. Gotcha. Okay. Maybe I have a misunderstanding of what waterfall is. Agile was a reaction to that. Yeah. Okay. That's fair. I just didn't, like in my head, I didn't define it as like the entire app up front and then no more features were developed. So even if we like put the patches and stuff to the side, I still figured you would still update with features, and what you're saying is that's not the waterfall method. And so maybe I had a bad representation of what it was. I'm very familiar with the Agile, but implementation of Agile in most companies is also not strictly correct. It probably isn't. Yeah, I agree with that. I do agree with that. Yep. The number of things that got locked up with other patches that like had nothing to do with it at my startups, where we claimed we followed the Agile process, where, you know, like sometimes you have back-end changes that need to be paired with front-end changes, and so things didn't break. I get that, right? But I got paired with back-end and front-end changes that were completely irrelevant to what I was pushing out, and then it would just be pushed out, like a bunch of updates would be pushed out all at once. That's not, I don't know. That doesn't feel very agile to me. All right. Got pre-rolls already? Fucking pre-rolls. Damn pre-rolls. We're going to do... All right, so we're going to go another 20 minutes. All right, we're going to end at 5:30 p.m. Central Time. We only have like 2 more steps, so we can continue talking a little bit too. But I'm going to run a 1-minute ad, and I'm going to talk with YouTube people and any Twitch subs, and we can continue talking. Ready, set, go. Yeah, the reality was that no one was actually doing waterfall. They just claimed they did. Okay. We got a history lesson today. Let's go. Golf. Golf states to be more specific states. I can't. Okay. Many crypto companies are in the Middle East. Well, you get a lot of crypto companies, Web3 companies, where you get decentralized technology that's kind of escaping, you know, government intervention and government retaliation, right? And so put it in countries with more laws around freedom, without extradition stuff. Wait. There's no way... No, there's no way... Well, yeah. Well, I don't think extradition is relevant in this case. But you do get essentially protected by laws in other countries when you build decentralized technologies and start a company in a certain country that has more freedom, where they don't really have strong, like if you're in the US and they don't have strong alliances with the US, there's a little bit more of like freedom to build stuff that might not have as much regulation. But I do think like I just can see decentralized technology being built. Well, I don't even know the laws though. Like if you're in the US, if you're a US citizen and you build a decentralized company, if you build a company in another country where that breaks US laws, you're still going to get prosecuted in the US, are you not? So you almost have to like move to countries like that to get away with that. I don't want to go into any specifics of an example of what I'm thinking because I'm on YouTube and Twitch, but yeah, I can just see it being outside the US because I can see the US bringing more regulations towards decentralized technology here. And I think that's going to happen. I drive a Toyota because I love Scrum, except daily meetings. I have no idea what that means. There's probably some context I'm missing. If you want a good laugh, read about IBM rational rows sometimes. I'll have to remember that. Okay. Let me get this lesson done. Danger. I want to stress how dangerous this command can be. If you were to simply delete a committed file, it would be trivially easy. Oh my God, I can't read today. It would be trivially easy to recover because it is tracked in Git. However, if you use git reset hard to undo committing that file, it would be deleted for good. Always be careful when using git reset hard. It's a powerful tool, but it's also a dangerous one. Reset to a specific commit. If you want to reset back to a specific commit, you can use the git reset hard command and provide a commit hash, for example. This will reset your working directory and index to a state of that commit, and all the changes made after that commit are lost forever. Also, be super careful with this. In part 2 of this course, we'll cover more advanced, read safer ways. What? Ways to undo changes. Git reset hard commit and deleting changes forever. Okay. Same thing. When provided a hash, git reset --hard moves your current branch back to an older commit and destructively discards uncommitted changes. Hold on. Adds a new commit that affect. Nope. This does a reset. No new commit. Gets rid of everything. Awesome. All right. So on Monday, so again, on Thursday, we'll stay in chat for a little bit, but on Thursday, we're going to do Scrumbus, a new feature they want me to go over in their platform. It's an AI feature. And I think they're actually moving in a direction that I think a lot of self-taught programs, that Boot.dev, I think they're moving in a direction where you're going to start seeing a little bit more like Boot.dev. We'll see. We'll see what they eventually come up with. But I think it's interesting, and I think it could be powerful. Be very helpful. But we'll go over that feature on Thursday. I think it's like the first iteration of that feature. And then on Friday, we'll do a game. By the way, I had a question. Do you guys want to do a dating game on Friday? It's kind of a like where you make certain choices, but like it'll play out video clips depending on the choices that you make. And I saw a lot of big streamers playing it, and it looks pretty fun. And you could do some pretty unhinged stuff on the dates and just see the reactions and like go that route. Or you could like try to, because we were talking about dating before. I think it could be fun, and we can make it silly where we ask chat to decide, you know, what move we should make. But let me know if that sounds interesting at all. Otherwise, I'm probably going to pick up a random like indie / kind of horror game, and we'll explore that on Friday. That's like the biggest part of Scrum. It's what distinguishes it from other methodologies. What is the biggest part of Scrum? I drive a Toyota because I love Scrum, except daily meetings. I have no idea what that means. I am missing that entirely. Does someone want to educate me? Maybe you, Commandos? Remove RF my repo and git check out my repo. Yeah, I am definitely going to type that. Definitely. As soon as I sign off my stream. Depends what you are doing exactly. If you use Web3 for doing crime, then yeah, but you need to operate. Well, I'm not even talking about using Web3 for doing crime. I'm talking about where your decentralized technology can be used by criminals. Where you kind of get into a gray area. Like if you have a chat application, should you what was the movie or the TV series? It was really good. It was like Startup. It was The Startup, was it not? Hold on. It was so good. Yeah, Startup. If you guys haven't watched it already, watch Startup. If you want to like just kind of watch a really cool series of like decentralized technology comedy that like got into some like really sticky legal situations, like watch Startup. It's so good. It is so good. Here, we'll bring you guys over. What's up? Let's chat for a little bit. How you guys doing? Oh, good. I'm not leaking anything, and that's good that I checked that before I moved that over. Daily meetings. That's a big, yeah, that is the biggest part of Scrum. That's very true. But do we really need a 15-minute meeting every week? I think like three will do. You mean every day? If the in the US, if you want to become aware that criminals are using your finance problems, you may have certain duties you have to perform. Yeah, yeah, exactly, exactly. Every day? Okay, gotcha. I don't know. Uh I don't mind stand-ups, but I think sometimes they're a bit presentational. Like you want to say something, you want to look good. When, I think it's really good for blockers, right? I think it's really good to kind of just get blockers out there and identified and have two people work on it quickly if needed. I like blockers being mentioned in stand-ups, but I don't really care about like providing my updates every single day. I think that's where people get annoyed. But maybe people don't even like them at all. I don't know. Um, so if U.S. citizens can access your service, for example, sell drugs and pay with the crypto, you are in the FBI hit list. Yep. Yep, you are. Then you get into weird legal waters. But if you build legal stuff with Web3, you mostly want to escape US for 0% revenue tax. You'll get taxed to that country, but yeah, I don't know. What's up, Zinka? How you doing? We had a meeting to plan a meeting about planning a Scrum meeting. Um, and what was that meeting about? I love stand-ups, but we only have one once a week, and I like to show off what I did all week. Nice. I like once a week, or like Monday, Wednesday, Friday, or something like that. Maybe not every day. Would people enjoy stand-ups if they weren't every day? Because I've had stand-ups where it's like, I don't know, I don't have much to update. I'm still in the spike, still digging into it. I hate blockers in stand-up. Why do you wait 24 hours to tell someone to pair? Because it's not that relevant. I guess, yeah, if you have an immediate blocker, you should reach out to them. I agree with that. But a lot of times it's discovering blockers. You're under the assumption that people know their blockers, when in reality, like you could talk about like what you're struggling with, where sometimes that stuff just comes out like, oh, this random person on this team, since we're all in a stand-up, this random person on this team actually has context of that. And he just remembered that we did it this way 3 months ago. And you get that one person that remembers like, okay, yeah, actually that API was not built for this, right? I think like in a perfect world, you wouldn't need to do that. But I think when you do provide things that you are struggling on, it can kind of just give people an idea of like, it'll just like kind of pop into their head and be like, oh, wait, right? So that's under the assumption that you know your blockers. We do twice a week, which is perfect. Twice a week isn't bad. I like twice a week. It's good integrating Actually, I'm curious, what days do you do them, Kodow? It really depends on whether your organization has a problem that daily meetings solves. I think that's a fair assessment. Yeah. Voiding taxes requires never taking your crypto assets into the real world. They get taxed at the point you try to turn them into US dollars or real world purchases in the US. Very true. If you can transact entirely on the chain, only then you might be able to avoid taxes. But is crypto useful when you do that? Probably not. I mean, I wonder like who has a very strong market for crypto where you don't really use that country's dollar or the US dollar, where it's like just crypto exchanges. You might get pockets in the world that might do that in the future. I could see decentralized or just cryptocurrency becoming way more popular in the future. I don't think it's in my mind, it's an inevitability that it's going to become way more popular. I think the question is just when. It's good integrating the Uniswap widget in our app. Just got started reading the docs and styling it. Okay. Hell yeah. What is Uniswap, though? One company had a weekly stand-up, then something went wrong, and so we had 3 days a week stand-up. After something else went wrong, we had daily stand-ups. After something else went wrong, we had end-of-day updates. After another month, nobody worked there anymore. Just sounded like a bad experience, yeah. The TAC is not dependent on currency, just tax residency. The TAC? What is the TAC? I don't know what that is. The tax? Okay. Tax is dependent on currency, just tax residency. The Gulf states have mostly 0% tax rates for any revenue, including crypto. Do they? Like, we're talking about like income, right? Income taxes. Are you just talking about like sales tax, or are you talking about like the Gulf states don't charge income taxes, which is going to include the revenue of your business? Oh, for crypto exchanges, essentially. Oh, okay. Nice. Do you think you'll stick with Web3 for a while, Zinka? Like, let's say your company goes under. Would you seek out Web3 or would you go back to web dev? What do you guys think about just Web3? Like, what are your impressions on it? I'm kind of curious because everyone has their own perceptions and they hear about different stuff. They've looked into different stuff. Like, what are your perceptions? Do you think it's interesting? Do you think it's scammy? Do you think it's you wish it was gone, obliterated from the earth? Do you wish it'd be used more for different things? I would seek out another Web3 position for sure. Why? Why Web3? Because, Zinka, you mainly been focused on kind of just like client UI stuff, right? Which could very well carry over into, money, the amount that you're paid. Oh, it's cool too? Okay. Yeah, I think you said you're getting paid quite a bit more from your last position. You don't pay for that? Also, Monaco has 0% tax. You don't pay for income tax? Really? Cryptocurrency blockchains are interesting tech. I think it's interesting tech too. I think that's what Git is technically a blockchain. What? Really? How is it a blockchain? I think that the world is not really ready how this changes a country's soft power levers. Imagine cryptocurrency being a primary thing in the US. With how foundational a lot of our banking systems are. You're going to have so many people pushing against that. So many very powerful, rich people pushing against that. Unfortunately, it's used more for speculation than buying coffee. What do you mean by speculation? As I said, I don't know what to think about that. Web3 looks like something that has a solution, is trying to come up with with issue to solve with it. I think that's pretty accurate, Jake. I think cryptocurrency is the problem that it's trying to solve. And I don't think, to me, it's an interesting problem to solve. I like the technology, and I'm kind of curious what problems need to be solved, but I don't think a lot of problems need to be solved. Not with decentralized technology. I think you're right about that. Is this my music? Oh, yeah, it is. Goofy song. Speculation, buying to hope for a hike and a dump, then for purchase. Well, I have no idea what you're talking about. What? I feel like sometimes you guys are just trolling me when you type in chat. Rafa Lucat, thanks for the follow, man. Welcome. Speculation, buying to hope. This is my music, Zinka. What do you mean? I added it. If you want it changed, you could sub and request your own song. I'm actually kind of curious what music you would request. I have no idea what that means. Speculation, buying to hope for a hike and a dump. You're talking about dump. Oh, okay. You're talking about trading. I don't know about any of that. You can't use terminology like that. I'm stupid. Yeah, that's your problem right there. I'm just stupid with cryptocurrency. Yeah, you can't, or trading. You can't use that. Also, much crypto is not fungible. Common misconception. I would request anime trap remixes. Let's be real. It's probably a good thing you're not a sub then. Music for Minecraft gameplay highlight. Yeah, it kind of is, right? Don't make me resub. Good, don't. I want to hear your weeb music. Let's see. Git stores its data as a blockchain. The consensus mechanism is communal. What do you mean it stores it as a blockchain? You're talking... You know what I need to do? I need to do a deep dive with you guys, like spend a week just like learning more about what blockchain technology is, because you describing that does not make sense to me. When I think blockchain, I think distributed system across multiple devices. And I'm guessing that's not what blockchain is, because that's not what Git is necessarily, because it doesn't need to be. You still have a centralized authority, and you could copy that, right? You can copy your structure onto another computer, but you don't need to in order... Like the convention is still to push it up to remote, right? The convention is still to have a single source of truth, which is probably GitHub or something like that. So to me, I wouldn't define it as like a blockchain technology. No, there better not be music for furries. Hell no. Music by Pendulum. We do have that in this playlist. Yeah, that's pretty good. Yeah, I don't even know what furry music is. It's anime trap mixes. That's what that is. Yep. That's exactly... Jake, that was such a good response. My man. Hell yeah. That was actually really good. Damn. Blockchain doesn't require the concept of distributed. They are... Okay, really? Then what is blockchain? What is the definition of it? Well, off the stand up. All right, we'll take care. Thought blockchain was just a ledger that is GPU encrypted. Okay. So kind of like version control where steps are accounted for and noted. not even talking about banking. I mean, geopolitically, what happens when the U.S. and Western nations can't effectively sanction a nation? Does that mean we fight more wars on the ground instead? I mean, you can sanction a nation, though. I don't think the currency is relevant, whether it's on the blockchain or not. You still have goods that are going to come into ports that could be blocked. And if that can't be tracked properly, like, they just remain blocked. Like, I guess I have to look into it. How do you sanction other countries? You sanction it on the trade goods, right? Am I wrong about that? Where I don't think it matters whether things are paid through cryptocurrency or not. It's the same data structure as Bitcoin uses for storage. Huh. I would totally do a session with you on this. I read the entire Bitcoin paper and the ETH paper as well. That'd be cool. Yeah, you mentioned like you would be willing to come on stream and you could teach me about blockchain. Do you think you could do like a blockchain for dummies session for someone like me? Or the way that you describe it, do you think it's going to be over my head? Blockchain is a graph of nodes where each node is verifiable using a hash of inputs to the node. Oh, okay. Yeah, I think my perception of what is... Okay. I need to figure out all the pieces of Web3. Otherwise known as Merkle Tree. I could totally do a stream with you on this. Okay. Let me think about it. That could be fun. I gotta get past this week for sure. This week's really busy. But yeah, let me think about that. Yeah, we could do a live stream where Jeremy teaches me blockchain. Or just like Web3 in general. Link blocks, like a ledger you can only update. I do feel like my perception of like what blockchain is pretty shaky. Kind of like version control where steps are accounted for and noted. Official blockchain definition, a system in which a record of transactions, especially those made in cryptocurrency, is maintained across computers. So that's the official one, but that's not what he's describing. Is maintained across computers that are linked to a peer-to-peer network. That's not a peer-to-peer network, though. So Zinka, like, the official blockchain definition basically disagrees with what a lot of people are saying what blockchain is, which then kind of makes Git look like it's not a blockchain. Am I wrong about that? Blockchain, okay, so blockchain is a network that does not require a central server. It runs on the machines of users that are participating on it. That's how I've always perceived that. Git is definitely peer-to-peer. It is not. Git is not peer-to-peer. How is Git peer-to-peer? You could share Git changes with other nodes, but I wouldn't say that's peer-to-peer. Define a node. You're pushing it up to a centralized resource to then have it downloaded and copied on another machine. That's not decentralized. That doesn't seem like blockchain. So any single repo is a node. If we're talking about I don't know. Git is not blockchain. That's what Bones says. You can share your Git changes with you directly. You don't need GitHub. But you can share any app with me directly. That doesn't make it blockchain. Like, you can share anything with me directly. That doesn't... I don't think that alone makes it blockchain. I think that's where I'm confusing. I thought there was more of like a peer-to-peer networking element with blockchain. It's distributed like that, and that's how I've always perceived it. Just buy more Hawk Tuah coin? Okay, I'll do that. Doing this stream is fine as long as we get to watch do fail. You mean Don fail at the dating sim game? Do you guys want to watch the dating sim game? Some of the guys' takes is really bad though. I feel like I'm going to disagree with a lot of his choices. Like when he does these little lectures of like what you're supposed to do. It's a deep subject. Sounds like but I can safely share anything with you cryptographically verified. Bones, you really think Git is not blockchain? I want to see your swagger with the AI ladies. They are recorded ladies. There's actually video of it. They're not AI ladies. It was actually recorded video of like, they would just do like 4 different iterations of it, like 4 different choices that you could make, and they would record 4 different videos depending on the choice that you made. So these are actors and actresses that did this, not AI. I think like people really like the game because like people just strongly disagreed with it. Some of his advice with dating, and also you could do like really unhinged stuff, which is also fun, right? Maybe we do it on Friday. Maybe we do that game. Be clear, Git is not cryptocurrency, but it is a Merkle tree, okay, with a consensus mechanism, which is exactly what a cryptocurrency blockchain is as well. Okay. I don't know enough to say who is right. But I mean, Bones is not saying what you're saying. He's just saying Git is not blockchain. Are you talking about the Korean dating sims? No. The one I linked in Discord. It's basically it's a dating sim where I think I described it, but no, not the Korean. Wait. It's called, what is it called? Do you guys remember? Super Seducer, How to Talk to Girls. Let me pull it up. And you would pick choices. You get like different choices you can make. I don't know. It's not really showing me how to pick choices, but there's just a ton of recorded stuff. I think it looks fun. I think it looks like a lot of fun, but the best way to describe it is, yeah, they just recorded a ton of, it's kind of like Baldur's Gate, where like they recorded a bunch of different interactions that could happen, a bunch of different possibilities that could happen when you go down a certain path. And they just recorded a ton of footage, and you could just play out that storyline, I think. I don't think it's like one giant like life event. I think it's like several different dates. So you'll have like episode 1, episode 2, stuff like that. But yeah. I don't know. I would just look up that game. That's what I'm talking about. I remember a friend streaming it long time ago, but I won't lie. I was a little drunk watching it, and I kept giving horrible advice, so it's all a blur. Nice. Yeah, that's probably a fun game to play while you're drinking. You know, it's kind of a fun game. It'd be kind of silly, like to play it on a date, right? Like especially if you're on a group date. I don't like group dates. I just like go solo. But you know, sometimes you get someone who's just they don't really know you. They don't really like doing blind dates. So you know, you'll meet them through friends, and like everyone playing that game and just like chilling out, having a few drinks, playing that game, and like just being silly about it and trying different stuff. And but you know, like where you're trying to read each other is like where the woman is trying to read like what you would do in that situation to try to figure out who you are, and then she doesn't really know if you would do that for real or not, and she like it just makes her guess and question. And I don't know, you could just be mysterious about it. I think it'd be so much fun to play that on a date, honestly. Of course, yeah, Bones is going in. What the fuck? I can give you all a nice definition that DeepSeek gave me, but it's long. Yeah, please don't do that. That's okay. It's all coming back now. Seeing the Steam page. Yeah, this game is absurd and great. We should do it on Friday then. I guess maybe a different way to put it is Git allows multiple nodes similar to BC, but BC itself is a single node and chains that node. BC itself is a single node and chains that node to the next. Okay. How do you go on a solo date? You don't go on a solo date. Oh, a solo date meaning like you and the other person, not a group date where you are with a group of friends. Yeah. Actually, have you guys ever went out to dinner by yourself? I've never done it, but why not? Like, why don't you go out to treat yourselves? My buddy said he does that. He's married, has kids and all that, but like he said he used to do that all the time. I think that's totally fine. But like a lot of people won't do that, you know? I know engineering management folks at Coinbase if you need credentials. Credentials for what? To tell me what blockchain is? You see any Kingdom Come Deliverance 2? I think I saw a little bit. Kind of reminded me of what's that game? Game I used to play. It's a medieval game. I think so. Where you could like where you had like the bubbles and you could aim your sword at different positions and you could like counter each other as like felt like a melee simulator. Is that what that is? I've done that before. Oh, for your takes on blockchain? Okay, gotcha. I know whereof I speak. Okay. All right, so you're pretty passionate about blockchain. Hey, I'm new with it, so I'm just trying to understand it. I'm sure you know your stuff, Jeremy, but you know, if people have good counter arguments, I'm always happy to hear that too. But I do need to learn more about it. It's something I'm pretty ignorant with in terms of the actual technology itself. I go out by myself at least once a week. I think it depends on the restaurant. Yeah, I mean, like going to a nice romantic restaurant alone could just look like you got stood up. That's a good point. It does depend on the restaurant, but if you're going to Applebee's, like, fuck it. I order food solo. Does that count? Not if it's delivery or takeout. Yeah, I was thinking of Chivalry 2. Yep, that's it. Commandos. It looked kind of like a Chivalry 2, but a little bit more not as fluid. I'm the weirdo who goes to nice restaurants alone. Let's go, Zinka. Zinka has some guts. I don't know. I haven't tried it. I bet you, like, I might have some nerves with it. I'd be like, I might feel a little bit awkward doing it. But that's, you know, that's just a good reason to do it. You feel weird about it and it makes you feel uncomfortable. Just do it. Get over that feeling, you know? There's nothing wrong with it. Just do it. I want a fancy salad while I work. Nice. Hell yeah. Well, I'm not talking about lunch. I'm talking about dinner. I'm not talking about like just stopping for lunch. Everyone does that. That's easy. I'm talking about like evening when you get a bunch of people together, eating together, and you're like the only one there alone. You offer dinner too? Okay, let's go. I like it. You are welcome to time Bones out at any time, Zinka. He has been asking for it. You are welcome to. Give him a good old week. Let him have it. But I don't know whoever said that. Yeah, I'm glad Zinka didn't become a sub and request any of the furry music. So that's you kind of like it. You like the abuse. Okay. All right. Sounds good. All right. Anyways, I have work to do. I gotta do stuff for tomorrow, and then I gotta do stuff tomorrow. It's gonna be busy this week. So Thursday we're gonna do the Scrimba stuff, and then Friday we are going to do the game. We'll do the dating game. I think I'm gonna try it, and we'll have fun with that. And we'll pick up the Boot.dev stuff next week. Be wary, I may still push furry music on you. Nah, you're too much of a pussy. That won't happen. All right, guys. Have a good rest of your night. We should raid. So everyone on YouTube, good chat. Appreciate you guys. I'll be live Thursday with some Scribba stuff, but we'll do the Boot.dev stuff and probably like do a bunch of the Git stuff on Monday and Tuesday of next week. So I know we get into weird conversations after hours. If you're just looking for the Git stuff and Boot.dev stuff, we're going to return with that Monday and Tuesday. So I'll see you guys next week. Take care.